Hey everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to the Demon Souls livestream series. I am pleased to announce that we are finally doing a quality build, and you would think that a build such as a quality build would be something that I would have done before reaching the 60th part of the livestream series. Like, this is not a series where it's like 20 minutes per video, this is a series where it's 2 hours and above per video, so you would think that after having done 60 of those, I would have actually done a quality build, but no, I am finally getting to that now. Of course, as I mentioned a number of times before, I thought that I had done a dexterity build and hadn't, so when I realized that I hadn't done a dexterity build in this series, I decided to do that before doing a quality build, because I felt that a dexterity build would be a little more enjoyable for me personally, as compared to that of a quality build, so I did that first. And now I'm ready to do a quality build after just breaking the obvious builds up with one of the more stranger builds that I could possibly do, id est, a spike shield build. So it went dexterity build, spike shield build, and now we're doing a quality build. As far as what build will come after this one, I do think it will be something of a Patches the Hyena build where I use the adjudicator shield, the regenerator's ring, and a spear. Now I don't necessarily think that Patches the Hyena uses the regenerator's ring, but I'm thinking if I'm going to use the adjudicator shield, I may as well go the whole way with health regen, and just use the regenerator's ring as well. Just something a little different, because I never use that fucking ring, you know. So it'll be interesting to see just how effective that is, but I won't go into details about that particular build right now, because that's not what we're doing right now. I'm just going to fix my lighting a little bit, because again, lighting's really crazy outside. But I won't go into details about that, because I always talk about the lighting, and you guys are probably sick of that by now. Just fixing the chroma key a little bit. And I'll get my chat up. I apologize that I'm not talking to you guys. I'm not ignoring you, it's just when I'm doing my intro, sometimes I just don't have the time to open the chat, so you'll have to forgive me for that. I'm getting it up now. That's what she said. I don't usually make those jokes, but hey. That particular one I decided was appropriate to, you know, outline as being a bit of a naughty thing to say. Okay. You got a YouTube notification, Ron. That is a shocker. I can't believe that you got one, because basically Ron Money, who's in the chat, he seems to never get YouTube notifications, but he's finally gotten one, so good on him. Oh, hey, Gessiger, good to see you. I noticed that it, well, actually didn't associate the person in my Discord with you, Gessiger, because, you know, when you have different names on the Discord as compared to YouTube, I do get a little confused at times, but I do recognize the profile picture. A level 1, no armor, fist-only build. Hilarious, yeah. Yes, I am getting it up now, definitely. Okay, so, without further ado, well, I may as well show my past profiles here, because I haven't actually launched the Japanese version in a little while. I can't even remember what build this is, but basically this is the very first build that I did in this livestream series, which was a magic build. I will be returning to that probably after my Patches the Hyena build, as I've decided to call it. I don't know if I'll officially call it that, we'll have to work that out, but once I finish that, I'm going to go New Game Plus in this build. I do have a few things to do with that build. It's not really the most complete new game magic build that I could have possibly had. I fucked a few little things up, but yeah, we will be returning to that soon. Of course, it's named Yuria because it's based on Yuria the Witch in a sense, because we are using Yuria's armor set. We've got Windmill-chan here, which is obviously quite tongue-in-cheek. It's basically a weird idea that I'd come up with to use the large sword of searching as a parrying weapon, and it's treated as a much smaller weapon than it physically is, so you do a movement with it that is just totally unnatural, and you spin the giant sword around sort of like a windmill. You can spam it, and it's like a windmill, but that's why I called it the Windmill Rapier build. Rapier because I wanted to go with sort of a weapon that would be good for thrusting, and just generally good for criticals. I think I used a Marrow Stone infused Or is it Suckerstone? I don't fucking know. I think it's either Marrowstone or Suckerstone, depending on the version. But, yeah, I infused that with the rapier to give it more critical damage, and that was that build. This one, can't fucking remember. If it's called Hank, then it would make sense if it were a heavy strength build, but I don't know why I would be using the Dark Silver set, because I'm pretty sure the Large Brushwood set is better for a heavy strength build. But anyway, we are going to make a new game, and we will go right ahead, and actually, I haven't decided on a name. What would be an appropriate name? So it's going to be a quality build. We'll make a male character. Now, is this going to be a heavy build? I think so, because I will be using heavy weapons like the Meat Cleaver. Now, the Meat Cleaver is important to talk about, because I have not used the Meat Cleaver in this livestream series yet. The reason why is because I was saving it for a quality build. The Meat Cleaver is one of the most ridiculous weapons in the series. It has an S scaling in both strength and dexterity, and it's got heavy raw damage just on its own without any scaling, so it's ridiculous. For a pure strength build, the Dragonbone Smasher is better. But, needless to say, if you're doing a proper quality build, that weapon is a fucking beast. Absolute beast. It's disgusting. And the fact that it drops from one of the easiest bosses in the game, well, it technically doesn't drop from it. It's used with the soul, or the soul is required to make it as a boss weapon, is kind of strange, but anyway. Is the PSP Vita still alive in Japan, or did the Switch Lite finally kill it? I don't really know if the Vita ever did that well in Japan. I think it did alright, but not as well as the older PSPs, I know that much. But it probably did do better than the 3DS, because for a period of time the 3DS really was not doing well in Japan at all. The 3DS was doing fairly well over here, because the Nintendo DS, like, well, Game Boy, Nintendo DS, 3DS, had a good reputation by that point in the West, so therefore people bought into it. But, yeah, obviously PS Vita completely shat the bed over here, but maybe it did considerably better in Japan, considering that the 3DS didn't do very well at all. So, yeah, I'd say it could still... Look, if it was successful, it's probably still being used, would be my guess, but I'm not really an authority to comment on that. If Jenny's hanging around, she might know. Ah. Jesus Christ. It's not for you, Potato, it's for everyone, and you are the only one who said anything. Thank you, thank you. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, because, you know, I don't want to be going the whole fucking stream with my audio out of sync. And that's extremely fucking annoying that I've just done an 8-minute long intro with my audio out of sync, so, you know, better to be told eventually than never, but, yeah, last time that fucking happened, I had a guy tell me in Brazilian, or rather Portuguese, that, I had a Brazilian guy tell me in Portuguese that my audio was out of sync, which was super fucking helpful, not. So, yeah. It just happens because, basically, I need to add a delay on both my webcam and my, vocal audio, and this time I forgot to add a delay on my vocal audio. Happens very occasionally, you know. You either have an actual written checklist of what you do, or you just do it based on memory, and I do it based on memory. I can usually get it right, but not always. So, unfortunate, but, yeah, whatever. I just hate it when my intros are not, when something's wrong with the intro, you know, but anyway. Let's try to ignore that, I guess. Very fucking frustratingly. Anyway, what is going to be our, name? What about... I kind of want a really silly name. I have been going with silly names recently. Because... I guess you either make the decision to do silly names or stupid names. Well, then again, I haven't been only doing silly names. It does depend on my mood when making the character, I suppose. Let's just name him Bob, because I can't think of a name. This is not in honor of Bob the Builder, let me make this very clear. Bob the Builder being a man who, quite frankly, I'm not overly impressed with at the moment. He is my next door neighbour, or that is how we have decided to refer to him. Oh, that is a perfect face for Bob. Look at him. He looks like a real man right now. Oh, Bob, that is with a... Well, no, we have to give him a bob cut, don't we? If his name's Bob, he has to have a bob cut. There we go. Yeah. What's the hair colour going to be? Ooh. Wonder what would be an appropriate hair colour for Bob. I think that looks nice. It's sort of like a greenish colour. I don't know if it's actually written as green, but it looks fucking green to me. The hair colours in this game are fucking terrible, but that's just a thing. The nose is rather wide, but that works fine with me. Okay, so what would be a good starting class for a quality build? I haven't taken any time to really look into what I should do with the build, because it's a quality build, it's fairly easy to work out. So, I can't really describe to you what the stats are here, but I know what the stats are, don't worry about that. You can probably recognize the symbols as well. I want something with decent strength and dexterity. So this is the Temple Knight, which it's got too many points in faith, so I don't think I want to do that. And even then, I'm not so happy with the luck and faith stats with the soldier. So, it might be... No, even the knight I'm not sure about. What's this called again? Barbarian? We might go with this. Because it has decent strength, decent dexterity. And I think, yeah, that's a good starting point. It's just I really don't want any points in magic or faith because I'm not interested at all. he does look like that. That's exactly right, Gessica. I have to say that he does give me that sort of vibe. I mean, he does have a mild smile on his face, but it doesn't look like a happy smile. It's sort of like a, yeah, I'm just getting through life, one step at a time kind of smile. And an alcohol addiction. Yeah, you can imagine this guy at the pub every night for sure. Okay, so I think I'm happy with that. We will finalize that. We are using what I remember to be called the Barbarian. I could be wrong, because my memory isn't always great. Can't believe I did an 8-minute long fucking introduction out of sync. Unbelievable. The only reason why I didn't restart it is because it went for too long, you know. I wasn't gonna fucking stop it there. Because that, you know, too far gone, too far gone. Very fucking tempting, but I decided not to. Oh well, that'll piss me off in years to come when I go and watch this back and I'll be like, why didn't you just restart it for posterity's sake? Anyway, that's Doomling for you. Back on the port.
Broke free from the fog and told the world of Bonetaria's plight.
Now, I did have a guy comment on my, I think it was the first recording that I did in this series. He decided to be a little bitch, okay? He said, what's the point of skipping all the, or rather, what's the point of playing the Japanese version if you're just going to skip all the voices anyway? The simple answer is, it's no fucking different to any of the other versions. Idiot.
The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns.
I say he's an idiot because I didn't skip everything. You can hear it's English. Anyway, I'm gonna skip this. No, I don't want to play Journey to the Nexus, go away. Anyway, I just, what really pissed me off is that a bunch of people gave him a thumbs up. It's like, yeah, you guys are so mindless, honestly. The point of playing the Japanese version at that time was that I wanted to make it very clear that I understood, well, it was the first part of the recording series, and I wanted to demonstrate that I was quite familiar with how the game worked, such that I didn't even need it to be in a language that I understood. So, yeah. Just a, I guess, quick and easy way to show people that I'm pretty familiar with the game. These days I just play it because it looks a little different, I suppose, so... Is that really All Guide of Guidance? We've started with All Guide of Guidance? Why? That's so strange. What a strange starting item. You give me that and not something more useful? I don't know. Where's that Neos stream? Well, that's not happening. Don't know when that would be happening. Oh, I think I said I'd do a live stream playthrough of it eventually. I don't know when that would happen. Long time from now. Hey, Spaceman. Okay. So we've started off with a pretty... I think it's just called the Leather Shield, this one here. So, and this is the Battle Axe. Now, we do have access... Do we have access to it right now? I don't think we do. We need to go through World 1-1 before we can gain access to it. But we do have access to a Crushing Battle Axe +1 in World 2-1. Which is obviously going to be better than this, but we do have to go through World 1-1 with this weapon, which is okay. Again, we've got a little bit of starting strength, not too bad. We've got 11 starting strength, which is a-okay, quite frankly. And as you can see, we do have... There's a lot of English in the Japanese version. You can see that all of these tabs here have stuff written in English with Japanese underneath it. It's intended to be a very Western-looking game. It's more of an aesthetic for the Japanese people. It has a sense of authenticity to it for them. It's not that they want the game to be Western in design, because that's exactly why the Soul series is very good. It's because it's not Western in design, it's designed by the Japanese, who know what makes a good game. But it's that Western aesthetic that, as I said, gives it a sense of authenticity that the Japanese appreciate, and that we identify with, because that's how the games look that we make anyway. It's very strange that Age of Calamity wouldn't be a prequel, but I think what it comes down to, Potato, is that the people who write the Zelda stories have absolutely no interest in connecting them together. They never have. It's been the fans that have done that, and I strongly suspect that it was never intended for any of them to be linked together, and they just confirmed the split timeline theory to be correct because it was so fucking well put together by whoever came up with the split timeline theory that they decided, well shit, if we're going to link them all together, and if people are going to keep pestering us about whether or not they are linked together, this is the best fucking way to link it together, so we'll just say that that's exactly what it is. But I don't think it was ever their intention to link it together, and I think it's exactly the same with Age of Calamity. They've got no fucking interest. They don't care about the story side of things. I think they care about the story for each specific game, but they don't care about each game's story in context with the whole series. They've never really cared. The only games that can really be linked together are the ones that are clearly linked together, like Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, and Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Outside of that, I don't think they've ever put any thought into it. That's my theory, and I could be entirely wrong. But that's the impression that I get from the games. I'm sure they've sort of partially played with the idea of them being linked, but they've never gone so far as to really flesh that out. It was the fans that did that. So the Battle Axe is a starting weapon that I usually don't have, because I usually don't start with this character. Usually I'm either going a knight or a soldier, so that would either be the long sword or the broadsword. And the Battle Axe is an interesting weapon, I suppose. It's got a very abrupt animation, which is very nice. It feels very good. As I've said many times before, Demon's Souls is most assuredly an excellent game in terms of how it feels to play, for the reason that the animations are very snappy. That is 110% the case with this weapon type. Very snappy. As soon as you want to attack with it, you're attacking with it. It's happening. And it feels good. Feels very good. And I wouldn't doubt that side-by-side comparisons of this game and the remake are quite stark, and not in the original's benefit. And it is that way by design. But let me make it very clear that the way this feels to play, in spite of how it may look animation-wise, it has aged extremely well, and is enjoyable to play today. Beautiful, snappy animations. Functional, but perhaps not aesthetically pleasing anymore. They are to me, but I say this with the idea that maybe people are now getting used to the way the game looks in the remake. And yeah, Battle Axe is just, it's a nice weapon. I generally don't use it in the endgame of, you know, Demon's Souls, but it's nice. And look at that animation on the backstab, very nice. Particularly that second axe chop that throws the victim, we'll call him. Check that out. Yeah. Get out of here. Blood everywhere. Which is what I like. We'll heal up. It seems that I always heal in the same place every single time I come through World 1-1. I don't heal the whole way up, and then right before those stairs I heal. I don't know. At least I'm consistent. Nothing wrong with a bit of consistency. Strangely, I did go to target him and it just didn't, so don't know what's happening there. Maybe let's go two-handed and mash him. Sort of overestimating the range of the battle axe there. In situations such as these, I'm just employing attack them before they attack you strategy. Because I don't like this shield very much. It's not a great shield, so I'm not literally a great shield, it just means it's not a good shield. Clearly it's not a great shield. But, yeah, I just don't feel like I can rely on it so much. Let's check to see. I don't think there are any shields in this game. I say this because I've played too many games at this point to remember how it is in each, but I don't believe there are any shields in this game that will cause you to lose health when you shield. Oh no. Okay, so I was wrong. Or maybe, no, I think the fire damage hit through my shield, so let's try to get a physical attack from you. I want to see if I lose damage. Or lose health, I should say. Hit me. Are you fucking serious? Come on, mate. You're really getting on my nerves right now. He was about to attack me too. Prick. Again, taking damage from the fire. About to sneeze. Do excuse me. That's probably bloody loud. I couldn't really be further away from the mic than that. Unless I jump out of my chair and run to the other side of the room. Imagine that. Every time I needed to sneeze, I'm just gonna leap out of my chair and everyone's wondering, shit, what's going on with him? Is he gonna, I don't know, throw up or something? Oh, that would be funny. All in the interest of not hurting your fragile ears, my dear viewers. Of course. Thank you very much, A-Gaming. And welcome, by the way, I didn't say hello. Little focused on... Okay, I didn't take physical damage there. That was a very interesting thing that he just did. He knocked my gun back and then thrust his sword in me. Sort of like an unofficial riposta. Unofficial in the sense that it didn't actually, you know, that was a little fucking dangerous. But yeah, it didn't deal riposta damage, but it was a very nice counterattack that looked like a riposta. It was nice. So there's a bastard sword down there that I will probably pick up, because that is an appropriate weapon for a quality build. We will go and grab that now. I do not know if we can use it yet, but it will do more damage if we can use it. No, we can't. I see why. It is for the reason that the strength requirement is rather high. We cannot yet two-hand it. So we'll put it away. I didn't re-equip my bow, because I don't think I'll need it. I'm pretty familiar with what is needed of me in World 1-1 by this point, and generally I don't feel the need to have a bow on me. The run attack is really nice looking. Let's see that again. Look at that. That nice horizontal chop. It's got a good look to it. So, I can't really have it happen with you, but I think I am taking damage when shielding with this thing. ASMR sneezing, please don't. I'm tempted to go and fight the Red-Eyed Knight guy. It is nice for a few extra souls. Maybe I can test that theory of mine, as to whether or not I take damage with a shield like this. Yes, I do. So, okay. I believe it's a hidden stat that dictates whether or not you can block 100% physical. It became a visible stat in the first Dark Souls, but here, I don't think it is visible. I can fight this guy no problem, I just need to, you know, be a little smart. And that's called not being smart. The reason why he caught me there is because he did 2 lance charges in a row. Or spear charges, I guess we would say. Looks a bit like a lance charge, because it's like the running attack with lance in Dark Souls 2. But the reason why he caught me there was because I thought he was done. I didn't think he was going to do another one immediately after having missed me the first time, fucking prick. Whatever. He tricked me. The temptation to just run back there is pretty strong, because, I mean, killing these enemies is not going to yield many souls, even at this early point in the game, to be honest. So, I might just run on ahead. Huh. Imagine using anything other than an OP mage explosion build. Well, I do have a mage build that I was actually just showing off on my list of profiles before. Oh, can you fucking stop? Just stop. That was a little strange. They didn't really let me go through there. But yes, I will be, not the next build, but the build after. That was really strange what I just did. Like, if you're gonna roll, don't roll into them, asshole. But yeah, I do plan to, not the next build, but the build after, return to my mage build and do a New Game Plus run. So that will be happening. For sure. Oof, nearly had that drop on my head. That would have been a little unfortunate. More than a little unfortunate, actually. My helmet would burn. Or my hat. Yeah, my hat would burn. Well, it's kind of a helmet. I was talking about this before. I'm not sure if a helmet needs to be, you know, made of steel or some kind of metal to be called a helmet. I think you can call something a helmet even if it's made of leather. Like, it's just... as long as it's designed to protect your head, it's a helmet. I believe. It doesn't have to be a specific material. A hat is something that you... I suppose a hat is for decoration, for lack of a better way to refer to that. It's not intended to protect your head. Now, perhaps the word headgear is what I have now. Like, maybe this is headgear. Because, again, helmet... Maybe helmet does have to be something made of metal. Whereas headgear could be something made of leather, for instance. So, I don't know. Maybe someone else can figure that out for me. Yeah. Your beanie is a helmet. Well, as I said, it needs to be designed to protect your head in combat. I suppose I should have said in combat. I didn't mean like protect it from the elements, like for instance, a beanie would be used to protect you from the cold. I mean like in a battle context, it would protect your head. Yeah. I suppose, well therefore I suppose a hat can by definition have a functional purpose. It can protect you from the heat or something like that. I suppose it's strictly battle or non-battle in its use, which is a weird way to phrase it. Any Zelda remake is better than the original. Hawk is coming in here and just bringing all of the opinions out to bear. Yeah, that would frustrate me. If anyone were to say that the Link's Awakening remake is better than the original. Look, I don't think that they're even comparable. I think they're so different from one another, and for such different types of people, that you can't even say one's better than the other. They are technically the same game, but again, they are different enough. If you're gonna, can you not do a double heal, maybe? I don't know how many times he can heal. I don't know if he can heal non-stop. It's possible. He gives me a great backstab opportunity, but I'm a little scared to go for a parry, because he will one-shot me, that's the thing. I can't fuck that up. I'll just try to stay close to him, because I do want to get him on the heal, if I can. See, he's waiting to heal now. You motherfucker. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why am I bothering with this? I generally don't fight this guy, that's why I'm doing it now, and I guess I found out why. It's really not hard to kill him, let me make that very clear, but the fact that he can heal does make it a little hard. I would have already killed him had he not healed. Long ago, I would have killed him. You guys are probably thinking, Doomling, can you not waste our time? Can you just, like, progress through the game or something? Well, believe me, I'd love to do that, but I feel compelled to kill this Red-Eyed Knight. He's being a little bitch at the moment. He's really not a difficult fight, he's just, as I said, not being particularly cooperative, because he's not even being a little bitch, he's being an actual world-class motherfucker. And I'm getting a little sick of his attitude, yeah. It is attitude if you think about it. He's got a fucking bad temperament. Not wanting to die. What a prick. May as well pick up these items, seeing as though I have arrived here again. Oh, fuck off. You really think you're gonna get me caught in here? You can fit the Romanian army in this fucking tunnel. I've got plenty of goddamn space to move around and avoid you. Alright. No firebombs on my head, please. I could hear him attempt to, but he failed. I might like Breath of the Wild if it had Midna. If it had Midna, I'd be fucking disgusted. That's it. It's for the same reason that I am disgusted that Fatalis is in World. You know, World players don't deserve Fatalis in the same way that Breath of the Wild players don't deserve Midna. Fact. Exact same sort of thing. Exact same sort of thing. So there you go. Food for thought. And yes, I will be killing my dear friend, the Red-Eyed Knight. I have to go back there anyway to get my souls, and if I'm going back there, I may as well fucking kill him. That is the moral of the story. That is the lesson for today. If you're wasting your time anyway, you may as well waste it some more. That generally doesn't ring true in life. Point being, it's better to waste less time than more time, so that is the way it goes. Is he running at me? Yes. Let's be nice and careful. Let's not fuck that up. You fucking actual doofus. Backstab greeting these guys, again, good way to fight them. Even better way to fight them, really, is with parries, but unfortunately, I will be getting one shot, so not gonna do it. I may as well hit him on the wake up, huh? That would be a little better. Almost got a chain stab there. Go on, do your heal, or don't. That's alright too. Whatever you'd prefer, Mr. Man with the red eyes. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. I know exactly what you're doing. You're desperate. You are desperate, and you have died for your desperation. You have given me 2,000 souls, which is good, really good for this point in the game, and 3 full moongrass, which is not too bad. My experience with Skyward Sword dungeons are not positive. My experience involves having my hand spinning around to confuse an eyeball repeatedly to open doors. And let me tell you right now, that is not super cool. That is super not cool. That is super, wow, this game is a fucking gimmick, and I'm gonna stop playing it. Which is exactly what I did in my Let's Play before. But I will be rebooting that Let's Play because I understand that it is very enjoyable to watch me suffer in that way. Okay, I may as well parry you because I did avoid doing that last... Okay, really, can you just do proper attacks, please? Not the long ones. And by the way, it's not necessary to actually move closer to him to get the riposta. It just looks like it's necessary because he does move so far back with his... Well, when you riposta him, that's one of the major issues with the riposta animation, or just the parrying in general of this game animation-wise, is the fact that he's pushed so far away from you when you get the successful parry, that you sort of teleport to him to get the riposta animation on. It's really dumb. But, again, it's mostly the backstabs and parries that really haven't aged well in this game. Just because they lack a certain fluidity, I suppose you would say. Cut these chains, may as well get the Ring of Herculean Strength. Nothing wrong with having lots of strength. I mean, you know, Hercules, if you know the guy, he's kind of, well, he's known for being a strong man. And I'd like to be a strong man too. Hawk is in troll mode at the moment. I do apologise that I can't read absolutely everything that you guys are saying, because, like, I do miss a few things here and there, just because I'm trying to play the game, you know. I do what I can, I do my best, you know. Don't think for a moment that I'm ignoring you, I appreciate your presence. Wow. You must have all killed yourselves. Well, good to know. The funny thing is that I didn't see the explosion. There was obviously a fire explosion there, and it was not visible to me. So there you go. With that, we will head on over to the fog gate. Which, by the way, I love the look of. I've always preferred, among all of the Souls games, I've always preferred the look of the Demon Souls fog gates. Now, I don't know how they look in the remake, and I don't really care, because I'll figure out how they look when I play the game myself. But I was actually disappointed. I remember being considerably disappointed by the look of the fog gates in the first Dark Souls game when that released, because I was just going through the game, and I guess you expect everything to be the same, and then when little things are different, you either go, okay, that's fine, I don't mind that change, or you go, no, that's shit. One of the things where I said, no, that's shit, was the fog gate design. Nothing too terrible, to be honest. I think the reason why, I mean, this was always called a fog door, but it didn't look like fog. It looked like something else. It was almost a weird visual effect, which incidentally I did find to be nicer looking than fog, but you couldn't really call these fog gates. They were almost like, I don't know, I can't even think of an appropriate word to use to refer to them, but really it's, I suppose the way it was changed was appropriate, but in the end it didn't look as good, in my opinion. I don't know, Potato. I'll consider playing first-person stealth games when I actually scratch the surface of all the different, well, all the different games that I want to play but still have yet to play. At that point, then I think I will consider, not actually do it, but I will consider, for the briefest of moments, whether or not I would like to do that. Yeah, I love Skyward Sword and motion control. I think you're on the bottle hawk. Looks like it. Of course, drop attacks do not exist in this game. But you can still drop on people and hurt them with your weight. Aha, you got caught in the fire there. It does linger quite a decent amount, from what I can tell. Got some turpentine, which we can indeed use against the old boss. What do we got here? Stream Animal Crossing. Wow. Maybe the very first one. But even then, I don't think I'd enjoy it. I mean, maybe it would be alright, but I don't think so. Not that this is entirely related, but I was considering playing the new Harvest Moon game that came out a few months ago. Still didn't end up doing it. Came out on PC, and I don't know, I decided maybe something else took my attention, and I was like, no, I don't have time for Harvest Moon right now. I did play one Harvest Moon game on the Nintendo DS, some 13 years ago, and it was alright. I was extremely negligent, like I didn't play the game at all, really. And I think it has a clock running in the background, and I think my cows died or something. Like, I didn't play the game for months, and I come back and my cows are dead, and I was like, wow, fuck this game. Which I suppose would indicate that it's not the sort of game for me, because people do value that realism. I don't. I don't want dead cows, thank you very much. So, the point being that if they couldn't die, then it's like, well, what am I doing? But yeah, I had no real interest in continuing at that point. because I was lightly interested and then that light interest disappeared with the realization that my cows were dead. Oh dear. Don't bother with Harvest Moon, it's a near dead series. Play Stardew Valley instead. How about neither? That's also an option available to me. Ooh. Yes, I think I would enjoy Metroid games. That's probably the least memey thing you guys have said so far. I definitely would enjoy Metroid. And I have played Metroid just a little bit, long time ago. When I was a young tyke. But, yeah. Didn't really stick around and play it. Stick around as meaning. I didn't stick through. Didn't stick it through. There you go. Stick it through. Obviously, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that I didn't continue playing the Metroid series. Even though I probably should have, and had I done so, I probably would have come to really enjoy it, and would have come to have it be one of my favourite series. But at the moment, I'm a little bit invested in lots of other things, so the time will certainly come. Just don't know when. Just don't know when. Now some might wonder why I don't go two-handed here, considering that I'm not using my shield quite so much. It's a fair question. In fact, I might respond to your query by actually following through with the logical course of action. Id est two-handing my fucking weapon. Okay. Hello, Jenny Jones. Tis a hand axe, a battle axe. It's just my starting weapon, I have no intention of continuing with it. But it's not a bad thing to start with. I'll be going with heavier weapons here. I mean, you have a few options when it comes to a quality build. I'm going to go for a more heavy quality build, and I don't know if in the future I will make a light quality build, because I know that when I made my first strength build, it was my intention to do a heavier strength build, but I had at that time only called it strength build. Later on, when I made a light strength build, I went back and changed the title of those videos to heavy strength build. So, yeah, I might end up doing the same here. It just says quality build right now, but maybe in the future I'll change it to heavy quality build, because that's what it's going to be here. I haven't really done a light quality build before. I really don't think it's worthwhile. I think if you're going to go quality... Are you fucking kidding me? Fortunately, I didn't drop very far. But, yeah, I think if you're going to go quality build, you may as well go for something heavy. I don't know what my armor set should be. Oh, I should... Yeah, maybe I'll use the Fluted Knight set. That would be good. It feels like it's been a while since I've used the Fluted Knight set. And I know what you guys are thinking. Doomlink, why didn't you just start with the Knight class? Not a bad question, but I like how I'm parrying him now after having almost killed him without even parrying. I could have one-shot him had I parried him initially. But yeah, I just wanted the stats. I wanted stats that would, in my mind, be more appropriate for quality. So that's why I went with, again, what I believe to be called the Barbarian. Is this training for the Crusade stream against the Circular Saw Man? Well, it must be, because this character is named Bob, and he's already died twice, which I wish would happen to Bob next door. His name isn't actually Bob, but we're calling him Bob because, you know, Bob the Builder. The Fluted Knight set was the reason why my very first starting class while playing Demon's Souls was the Knight, was because of the Fluted Knight set. I love the look of it. Because I found the appearance of the Fluted Knight to be very striking. And I wanted to look like that as well while playing the game. So that's why I went with the Knight. But you can also get the full set in World 3.1. Relatively easily too. I suppose you could get to it after maybe completing World 1.2. You could do it technically before then as well, but... And really, depending on your build, it can be pushing it even after 1.2, but before 1.2, it's a lot of effort just to get an armor set, really. Yeah, it does look really good. They changed it a little bit in the remake, but... And it doesn't quite retain the aspects that I enjoyed from the original, but whatever. It's not like that was a major aspect to my enjoyment in Demon Souls, the game, the appearance of the fluted knight set. They can change it, I don't really care. Yeah, I suppose that's true. It's not really fair to compare the design of an armor set from 2009 to a much later armor set design. What the fuck happened there? His claw touched my head. Really, my head should have come off or something, but it didn't, so that's fortunate. If my head came off, I think I'd probably have to start again. Probably, I mean, just a thought, but I'd say there's a fair chance. Can you fucking die? I mean, your friend ran away. You know what, you can just stay there, I really don't care. I've got some stuff to pick up, but who could be bothered doing that shit? Really. Not me. So says I. It's starting to piss me off that when I hit the enemies, they're pushed back out of my range, so I can't really spam them to death. Does depend on the enemy and does depend on the scenario, but it's happening a bit. And it's leaving me less than impressed. Get out of my way. I'm getting some more turpentine here in case I need more for the boss. My guess is that I won't. I think I have 5 or 6 now. Let's have a bit of a gander to see how much we have. We have 5. Very good. Let's go for the backstab on you. One of the big innovations in the Souls series was enemy design, so that they don't so easily show their back to you. Because players in this... Okay, I know this very well, because I was part of the community at the time. But in Demon Souls and the first Dark Souls game, the people who did critical attacks, so parries and backstabs, were at the higher end of players. Because other people were struggling to do the basic stuff, whereas doing something like a backstab and a parry was when you had reached a level of comfort with the game that you can pursue other avenues of combat. That's how it worked. But then, in Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls game, because more people were playing it and there was therefore more of a community interaction, people really started to realize it's not that hard to backstab. I mean, all you have to do is just wait for the right opportunity and go in. It's not that hard. It looks hard at first when you're struggling with the game, but it really isn't. So what they did was they started making it harder to do that, not just through the design of backstabs. And really, this is where this is where Dark Souls 2 went wrong. What they should have done was, instead of changing the entire system of backstabbing, which by the way looked and felt like shit in Dark Souls 2, they should have, and I believe they did this for Dark Souls 3 for the most part, they changed monster or enemy AI to make it harder to backstab. Now that's the more difficult way to do it, but it is the nicer way to do it. Backstabs still feel fairly smooth in Dark Souls 3, however, you'll notice if you try to backstab in Dark Souls 2, it just doesn't feel right. There's an extra animation where you almost, like you're holding a sword and it's like you punch him in the back. Like, why would you punch him in the back if you're holding a sword? It's really weird. It's just this extra animation. It adds a degree of clunkiness to the whole process, and it looks and feels like shit, just like the whole of Dark Souls 2, animation-wise. Very slow, very fucking, just generally not quick and responsive. It's unresponsive, slow, and sluggish. And part of that is because of the whole backstab system, where you have to do that extra animation, and also the positioning is a little harder, which is fine. I'm fine with the positioning being a little harder, but it felt like shit. All I ask is for it to be harder, but not feel like shit. Really. Like, well, I don't necessarily ask for it to be harder. I think it's good, but I don't need it. But really, if you're gonna make it harder, at least make it feel nice when you can actually get it off. It didn't feel nice in that game. Nothing felt nice in that game. It was just gross. The whole game was gross. Anyway. And keeping in mind that that's like pretty bandwagon stuff right there. Saying, oh, Dark Souls 2 sucked, but believe me, it's really like... when Dark Souls 2 came out, that game, wow. Me going around saying how fucking shit it was quite the unusual thing, because everyone fucking loved it, because they didn't know what a good Souls game was, and then, a few years later, people started to work it out. And I would say that the majority of people who do speak out against, or generally say that Dark Souls 2 was a mistake or whatever the fuck, a lot of those people are just jumping on a bandwagon opinion, for sure. Some people have formulated their own opinion and have come to the realization that it actually fucking sucks shit. However, there is definitely a significant percentage of people who don't actually think for themselves and go, oh, well, everyone else is saying that it's shit, so it's shit, yeah, it sucks, sort of thing. And yeah, Hornet Ring I definitely wouldn't recommend in Dark Souls 1 because it is, again, just too easy. And not too hard to get either. You can get the Hornet Ring very early on in the game. You just need to save up enough souls to get to the Darkroot Forest, access the boss room, and then pick it up behind the grave, and then Homeward Bone out. You don't have to fight Sif, easy. You don't even need to activate the boss fight. You just have to go around the sword and then pick up the Hornet's Ring. Very, very easy. So, I've never really gone out of my way to use the Hornet's Ring for PvE, but I did use it a bit in PvP, because I enjoyed the backstab builds. But again, it was just so incredibly damaging. If you had like a critical based build in the first Dark Souls game and had the Hornet Ring, you could almost one-shot anyone. If not one-shot, then you were doing about 2/3 of their health with one critical attack, which, I mean, yeah, it was effective and yeah, it made you feel good when you killed people easily with that, but it was too imbalanced, and it's one of the reasons, among many, that caused me to walk away from the Dark Souls PvP scene, I guess you could say. I walked away from it in 2013 because I had just become too emotionally invested in the negative way. So, had to just stop. And it also, yeah, there is a moment in time where you can fail the stab in Dark Souls 2, like the backstab animation. It just doesn't feel right. You do the weird punch in the back attack, and then you can still miss the stab. It doesn't feel good at all. And part of why it feels awful is because of that ability to miss that opportunity. It's gross. Fucking gross. I'm going to start off by using my firebombs, because I never use them outside of this boss fight, let me make that clear. So it's not really a waste. I could use Turpentine and attack it that way, but it just isn't going to be used outside of this. So. And by it, I mean, I should have said these firebombs will not be used. So, let's just do it. I always thought it was very strange, personally. I mean, from the very beginning, it never bothered me. But I always thought that it was funny how such a small explosion could hit so many enemies. I mean, look at that. Did you see how small that explosion was? Yet, if you think about it, it was only aiming at the one in the middle, and yet the ones on the left and right of the one in the middle still got hit, even though the tiny explosion was so fucking far away. So, I guess that's an issue with the animation or the design of the firebomb in general. If you're going to have it, it's kind of obvious game design stuff, but I guess it's easier to say this in hindsight, but if you have a certain effective range for something that explodes, you have the explosion reflect the effective range. It can't be like 3 to 4 times wider than the fucking explosive range, or the visual explosion, I should say. If the visual explosion is like much, much smaller than the effective range, it's going to look weird, and that's exactly what firebombs are in Demon's Souls. I would guess that they identified that as a problem and just couldn't fix it, because if you really look at it, it's not good enough. It's not good enough for a final game sort of design, but they still did it, which would indicate to me that they probably couldn't fix it in time for the final release. Or I could be wrong and they just didn't think it was an issue.
Welcome back. The monumental awaits the above.
What's the point of skipping the conversation if you're gonna play the Japanese version? We want to hear it. Yeah, open your ears wide. Nice and
The
wide.
monumental will explain the nexus to thee.
Put you there. Okay. So now, we can make our way to the monumental. Excuse me. Go speak to her. Again, we have a lot of souls. We have about, 2,000 more than we normally would at this point, which is great. The reason why we have 2,000 more than we normally would is for the reason that we did kill the Red-Eye Knight. And killing the Red-Eye Knight is, by the way, worthwhile, I would say. Because those 2,000 souls do make a difference, and I suppose I have over time realized that it's not worth the trouble. And I guess this recording here is something to refer to. This is your reference as to whether or not it's worth the trouble. And yeah, it is a little troublesome, because while the confrontation isn't that hard, he does annoying shit, like 2 spear charges in a row, and the healing, it's frustrating, but it's not outside the realms of possibility that you're going to kill him. So, may as well try a little harder. But is it worth the 2,000 souls? I don't know. But for the moment, I'm going to appreciate the increased souls in my counter, because I'll be able to level up more. Good on me. The cicadas are so loud outside. I'm going to make sure my EQ is cutting that out. Yes, it is. I can check, if I stop speaking and then I watch my mic level, I'm not getting any input, so that means it's cutting out that sound, which is good. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. Okay, yes, I do want to seek soul power.
Soul of the mind,
Key to life's ether, soul of the lost withdrawn from this vessel, let strength be granted so the world might be mended, so the world might be mended. You know, if the game actually had Japanese voice acting, I'd memorize the Japanese phrase for this. It would be great. But,
might be mended.
alright. What are we leveling up? Are we focusing on strength initially to use the bastard sword one-handed? Good question. One thing we can try to do... Proletarian Palace is not very high right now. If we were to kill the Tower Knight, we would not gain access to Execution Morale, so the temptation becomes one of taking ourselves to pure black in that area. But we do not have the Stones of Ephemeral Eyes for that. Not even remotely do we have the Stones of Ephemeral Eyes. So... shit. What I'm talking about here is whether or not I want the large brushwood shield. I'm really tempted to get it. The only way you can get it is either by killing the Ore of the Twin Fangs or picking it up off the corpse over that way. But maybe I could use the... Okay, let me check this out. I'm going to see how the large brushwood shield compares to the steel shield. I'm going to check online right now. I'll check on my PC because it'll be faster. My desktop, I should say. My fucking pasokon, personal computer. Okay. So we'll check steel shield. So the biggest benefit to the steel shield is that it is very close to being a medium-sized shield. It's it only requires an 18 strength requirement, and also it's fairly light. It's only 6 units of weight. You compare the size of the steel shield to that of the knight shield, for instance. You've got a much larger shield, or maybe not much larger. It's wider, I suppose, but it looks heavier. But it's about the same weight. My memory of the knight shield is that it's either 5 units or 6 units, either or. But the steel shield is 6, so pretty good, weight-wise. In terms of the guard break reduction, it's at 16. Right, so the damage reduction is a... Okay, damage reduction percent is a stat in this game. I don't know why I had forgotten that. I thought it wasn't visible, but it is totally visible. So... They don't tell me what the values mean, but I'm guessing the first value is fire, and the second one is magic. Those are your two values. I believe it's 30 fire, 70 magic that it blocks. Hopefully it's not flipped. But guard break reduction at plus 10 is 82, which is really good for a shield that only weighs 6 units. Now let's check large brushwood shield, which will be much heavier, probably closer to 8. Okay. Large brushwood shield. Excuse me, it's 13 units of weight, holy shit. With the exact same starting guard break reduction to that of a steel shield. Can you believe that? So, one shield is 6 units of weight, the other one is 13. They both have the same starting guard break reduction. Now, as in my opinion, as long as you've got 100% physical block, at that point, guard break reduction means everything, because that is how much stamina is going to be depleted with your blocks. It's huge, it makes a massive difference to the effectiveness of the shield, and it's the same. Now, in terms of the damage that's blocked, it's only better for magic. So, wait. No, that can't be right. So that must mean that the higher value is for fire, because I think magic is what's harder to block, yeah. So it must be fire, so it must be 80 fire block with the steel shield, and 100 block with the large brushwood shield, and 30 magic block for both. So that's insane. They both end with a guard break reduction of 80. That's insane. There is absolutely no reason to use the large brushwood shield except to block more fire. But, like, blocking 80% fire damage is perfectly reasonable. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You don't have to block 100%. You're really going to fucking increase your shield weight by 7 units just to block 20% more fire? That's insane. That makes no sense. So that means to me that the large brushwood shield is almost entirely useless, because it's not worth the additional weight at all. If it was slightly better on the guard break reduction side, then maybe, but it's really not. It's exactly the same, at least for the first upgrade, or rather unupgraded, and the final upgrade is the same. So therefore the steel shield is the way to go, 110%. And technically, the large brushwood shield is going to look better with... excuse me, the steel shield is going to look better than the large brushwood shield with the fluted knight set. And I can't believe it, the large brushwood shield, on top of all of that, requires colorless demon souls to upgrade. That shield can fuck right off. Now, this information would not be entirely new information for me. I'm relearning this. I would have already realized that the large brushwood shield is really not worth using in the past, and I would have determined that based on looking at these stats and comparing them, but that's insane to me. That the shield is actually... The fact that it requires colorless demon souls to upgrade is just nuts. You need five fucking colorless demon souls to upgrade that all the way. That's a lot. That's a lot of colorless demon souls to get a shield that is ultimately not very good. Or at the very least nothing compared to that of the steel shield. That's unbelievable. So therefore, what other shields do we have? I'm interested to see. I guess we have the large, or rather the purple flame shield. That's another shield we do have. If I can find shields. There we go. So if we look at shields, of course the adjudicator shield is not really something that we're going to use. We will be doing it for the next build. The adjudicator shield is not a good large shield. Most medium shields will outperform it, The reason why the adjudicator shield is even viable at all is because of its health regen. So it's a wooden shield, so even though it's quite large, it really doesn't have good guard break or good, I guess, damage reduction. Yeah, it's 90% damage reduction for physical. It's actually pretty good for magic now that I look at it. It's 50 for magic, 10 for fire, which is, it makes sense because you do have a wooden shield, so it makes sense that it really wouldn't block any fire. Now the purple flame shield, that's 8 weight. So the purple flame shield is the main contender in this situation. And of course the tower shield's fucking 30 units of weight, that's ridiculous, but that's not even an option for us right now. But purple flame shield is a strong contender. So we'll have a look and see what we've got here. So for an additional, for an additional 2 units of weight, again the steel shield is 6 units of weight, whereas the purple flame shield is 8, you get an additional 10% flame reduction, and an additional 2 points in guard break reduction on the final upgrade. So keeping in mind that the final upgraded guard break reduction for the steel shield is 80, whereas with the purple flame shield you're looking at 82. So is that worth it? I think so. That's 2 units of weight, that's fair. Well, it's 2, not 7, you know, so I think the purple flame shield might be the way to go. It doesn't look as good with the fluted knight set as, say, the steel shield, but if we're already using the fluted knight set, we're going to have a heavy build, so we can have an extra 2 units of weight. An extra 7 is when you're going, no, that's too much. But an extra 2, we can do that for those benefits, I think. Again, purple flame shield, just like the steel shield, does use hardstone as opposed to colorless demon souls. So with that, I think we have confirmed what shield we're going to be using. I think that's the first time that I've really gone in depth with with anything like that in Demon Souls, on camera at least. So with that in mind, we have a shield and an armor set locked in. We've got the fluted knight set with the purple flame shield, which is good because the purple flame shield does block a lot of, well, okay, excuse me, so for some reason I was thinking that it had worse magic reduction. No, it still blocks the same amount of magic as the steel shield, which really does make it, for our situation, a better shield. Now the steel shield obviously has its place. That is for people who really want to cap it out at 6 weight. They are not wanting to spend any more of their equip load on a shield. Like, that's just too much for them to go over 6. That's pretty much who the steel shield is for. It's a very good shield for its weight, no doubt about it. Also, the knight shield is very good for its weight, and size in general. Basically, the difference, the biggest difference by far, between the steel shield and the knight shield is the ability to parry. Now, for a lot of people, that ability is really important to have with a shield, whereas for other people, not important at all. So that's really where you would choose between the steel shield and the knight shield. I usually go with the knight shield for the reason that parrying is important to me. I like to have that option, so I usually go with the knight shield. The knight shield, from memory, has a final guard break reduction of about 78, something like that. Really, really high for a shield of that size. Do an archer build. You're a bit late, Potato, I've already got one. But I should do a new game plus of that, because that would be enjoyable. It's a pure bow build. I believe I had a sticky compound longbow, and that was probably it. I don't know if I had a crossbow. Don't think I did. Might have had the lava bow too. I don't know. But yes, I have already done a pure bow build, and that is a build that I would enjoy going back to, actually, because it's fun to use only a bow. Okay, so with that, I think we can probably go and pick up that shield, but we do need to level up first. So what is our strength requirement for... Ooh. So strength requirement for holding the purple flame shield is 22. So with that in mind, we're going to go right ahead with strength, right up to a point where we can't reach, but that's okay. because we will be getting some more souls from killing the boss of world. Whatever the fuck it is. 1, 2. So, let's go and get the purple flame shield now. Oh yes, we do have 19 strength, so now we can use the bastard sword. And I'm going to... Can I fast roll? Yes, I can still fast roll, that's good to see. So, we want to get the Ring of Great Strength anyway, so I'm going to get that along with the purple flame shield. That is happening. So, we'll focus on that first. So what we'll do is we'll take our strength to 22, and then do the same with our dexterity. We'll take dexterity to about 20. My feeling is that I'll initially get 30 strength, 30 dex, and then maybe bring those up to 40 once it's appropriate, because I don't want to leave my other stats behind as I'm continuing through the game, obviously. Your PC keeps freezing up when you play games. That does sound like a GPU issue. If you say they didn't seem to be a problem, well, I don't know what sort of tests you've done, but... If the screen is going completely pixelated, to me, that is a GPU issue. It means that the graphics are failing to render. So... if it were a CPU issue, I think you'd be dealing with something that would affect more than just the visual aspect. Like, you'd actually be getting possible blue screens, maybe, you know... I think more essential processors would be shutting down. That's what I think, if it were a CPU issue. Now, I don't know, I'm not a fucking PC whiz, let me make that very fucking clear. The only reason why I can say anything with any degree of authority is because I have dealt with a lot of PC issues in the past, and I'm very good at troubleshooting issues. But in terms of that sort of thing, not really. I've never actually experienced that before, but my guess is that it would be a GPU issue, or it could be a RAM issue, possibly. And if it is a GPU issue, it could be linked specifically to GPU memory. I know that memory can sometimes cause weird shit to happen, so I don't think it's a RAM issue, but it could be. My guess, just from someone who's almost a layman, would be RAM, GPU, or specifically GPU memory. Chances of it being the GPU? Higher than RAM. Because, I mean... well, RAM issues generally are even worse. RAM issues, they can cause you to fail to boot. So, maybe not RAM. Maybe GPU. Are you eating pasta, Jenny? Or are you just eating in general and you've decided to represent that with spaghetti? I wouldn't mind some spaghetti, quite frankly. I could make some spaghetti. Why not? Let's do that. I'll make some today. Not for you, because you don't live with me. But if you did, you'd be eating spaghetti tonight. Okay. So with that, on that strange note, I will make my way to the dragons. Now, because I'm assuming that the red dragon will still be breathing fire on the bridge for the reason that, even though I have killed the boss, I've not gone into World 1-2 yet. So he should still be on that bridge. I haven't actually tested this out before. Usually when I return to this bridge, I have already gone to World 1-2. So, yeah, we will see. Obviously the dragon will be in his usual resting place. But, I say resting place, where he goes to roost? I don't know. Can a dragon roost? Does that make sense? Probably. He's a flying creature. We'll say that roost is what he's doing. So he's roosting in the place with the blue dragon. He will always be there. The only time he disappears from there is if you've already cleared 1-3, I think. I believe. Maybe, I don't think it's if you clear 1-2. That doesn't sound right to me. Pretty sure it's 1-3. Stop that. You can notice almost immediately that everything's a little slower now that I've got this weapon, but that's alright. We're dealing more damage, And that's what I feel like doing at the moment. Dealing more damage. Let's fucking parry your ass. Spaghetti is better than ramen? That might be the... If there were a question that would cause me to collapse emotionally and mentally, that might be it. Ramen versus spaghetti. Well, let's not even dwell on that because I might have a breakdown. No, I won't actually, but seriously? Couldn't really give you a straight answer on that one. Because they're so... I mean, they're comparable, but... Having said that, you don't always want one over the other. Or rather, they don't feel as if they're interchangeable. You feel like you would want one over the other on a certain day, for a certain reason. So I don't know if one's better than the other. I would be more comfortable with saying sake is superior to wine. I'd be more comfortable with that. And they're probably even less comparable, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about fucking... I don't know, ramen is really good. If you've ever had proper fucking ramen, and I have, had some when I went to Japan, and it was just unbelievable. Like one of those proper ramen places, you know. The small ones. And, wow. Really good. So, well, I've probably never had really good Italian spaghetti, so I'm sure that if you had the best you could possibly get of both, it would be a very hard fucking... Cider is better than sake? Get the fuck out, potato. I don't know if you're trolling me right now, but get out. That makes me sick. Don't even say that again. Cider is better than sake. Talk about sacrilege. Oh my god. You've gone and outdone yourself, potato. I'm almost upset. Cider is better than sake. It's like saying lager is better than stout. Get out. And that's really the equivalent. Anyway. Wow. Oh. Are you kidding me? I thought at least you'd be imagining in your mind, like, your average Japanese restaurant in America. But if you're thinking of fucking cup noodles, that's not the same. That's you can't even really call that ramen. I mean, technically you can, but it's not. It's fucking shit. Certainly not. I'll stop that. Alright, let's heal up. I need that fucking... Eh? I don't mind taking the hit. Okay, let's try that again. That wasn't smooth. That was a bit rough. The word rough is definitely the word I would use to describe that. Right there. So... I'll heal right up. I've got my purple flame shield, but I can't use it. It would definitely help going up against Mr. Dragon. But I... Again, cannot equip it. Oop, that was a little dangerous. Okay, we're going to coax his tail. And then... Go pick this up. Go for it. Get out of that. Whoa. So basically all you need to do is get him to attack with that tail once, and then you're okay. The danger is obviously not getting hit by the fire while you're trying to coax the tail. But we managed it. Let's go and equip ourselves a Ring of Great Strength. And I'm going to check. I know I can't use this right now. I have a ability shortage. But, yes, we can fast roll with the Bastard Sword and the large... Excuse me, the Purple Flame Shield. The word large does not enter the equation, even though it is rather large. It can't beat ramen, I'm sorry. I can respect that. Very good ramen is just, it's amazing. It's almost like, it is the epitome of comfort food. It's just delightful. There's nothing easier than just a good bowl of fucking nice ramen. And it's inexpensive too. Now spaghetti is also relatively inexpensive, but ramen generally a little cheaper again. But, yeah, wow. Fuck off. Go away. Stop hitting me. We're doing battle, and here I am saying, stop hitting me. Well, if he stopped hitting me, his fate would be, well, assured, I suppose, by myself, as being death. Okay. Just going to heal up a little bit, and then I'm going to run back to the... I was about to say bonfire. No. Not the bonfire, actually. By the way, not the bonfire. The Archstone is where we're going. Alright, so we've done well for ourselves. Now we just need to get the Fluted Knight set. And we are not going to be so foolish. Or will be. I was going to say, we're not going to be so foolish as to head to World 3-1 and pick up the Fluted Knight set, but maybe I am feeling foolish today. Ooh. So what I would do first... Shit, I kind of want to make this weapon quality, though. I don't want to infuse it with Heartstone. How much does a weapon have to be infused with Heartstone to be turned quality? I feel like it is made quality from +0. So I'm going to check that. Okay, I found the Bastard Sword. Quality is, okay, Bastard Sword +3, that's good to see. So I don't have to worry so much. I can infuse this at least a +3. I say infuse, but upgrade is what I mean to say. We're not infusing it with Heartstone because it's just it's a non-infusion. It's just upgrading it normally in its regular path. If you were to make it a quality weapon, then you would be infusing it with Clearstone, I suppose, but yeah, no. Okay. I don't have much in the way of Heartstone at the moment, but this is better than nothing. I can't really buy more because I've only got 500 souls, however, I do have all of this. Do I want the lead demon soul? That's a good question. No. Easy answer. Good question, but easy answer. And I do need to go and give... Let's just equip these first. We do need to give Stockpile Thomas his daughter's hair ornament. It's probably got knits in it. Anyway. Talk to him a little bit. That hairpin. Can you call that a hairpin? That's why they call it a hair ornament officially in game, because it's like, what do you mean hairpin? Not a fucking hairpin. It's not held in by a pin, it's held in by a bloody comb. I could comb my hair with that. Anyway. Because a pin is like a single pin, you know, that's what a pin is. I can't read it, Ron, but I know what it is, because I've played the versions in English enough to know what it says. I can read small bits of it, yeah, but not much. There's a lot of fucking kanji in here. For example, I know that the first character there is Sun, because that is the number 3. So, that's not to say that it's literally the number 3, that's not its meaning. But Sun is, as a word, represented by that. So, I don't really know. Obviously it relates to crescent, or maybe it relates to grass. I don't even know. The word crescent, I think... Look, I think the third character there might be Tsu? No, Tsuki. It's probably Tsuki, but... Because, Tsuki is moon. There's a few words for moon, but Tsuki is usually the... Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's the character for moon, which is Tsuki. I mean, if Jenny's here, she'd know, but all I know is that the first character there is Sun, and then, you know, Doomling's kanji lessons. Don't take lessons from me. I don't know kanji worth a fuck. I don't know any of it, really. But I can see that I was correct in that the fourth character, now that I look, I was correct in that that is the character for Moon. Whether it's Ski or something else, I don't know. But you can see that same character, that the one in Crescent Moongrass, that third character, you can see that it repeats through all of these. So that is the character for Moon. So, in terms of that second one's very familiar to me, but I can't remember what it sounds like or what it means. The fourth one, fuck me if I know. Anyway, so what are we doing now? We are... Oh, we have some souls now, that's right. So we can probably go and buy some Hearthstone. We can buy quite a bit. Probably just enough to... Oh, here we go. So...
No interest, eh? I can tell you're not gonna last long.
We can buy 8 or so. It depends how much I want to... How many of these souls I want to spend. I guess I can... Yeah, I'll buy 5, that's fine. Let's buy 5 grass now. Stop it. Yeah, why is it that whenever I'm playing a game that actually has Japanese written there, Jenny takes a back seat? I need her assistance. Not really, I don't need it, but it's nice to have it there. But, either way, let us make our way. No, not there. Actually, let's kill this crystal lizard. That will give us some Hearthstone. I'll try to keep track of how much Hearthstone we'll get, because I don't want to buy too much. Although it wouldn't be terrible, because we will need more in the future anyway, but... Yeah. In fact, that would be a way to get around buying it. Oh. That's 8 Hearthstone, holy shit. That is basically spending all of my souls right now to buy that. So thanks, game, for giving me all that. Holy shit. That's very, very fortunate. So what I might do is I might actually kill that crystal lizard until it despawns to get myself some more Hearthstone. That would be a great idea, Doomlink. The ideas that you have in your mind, Doomlink, are enough to revolutionize the world. Do you know that? I hope you guys can detect sarcasm. Anyway, because if you can't, then you might think I'm an ultra fucking narcissist. Alright, let's... Where are you? What? I killed you once and you're already gone. I guess they realize that it's too easy for us to abuse that, but come on. Once? I've only entered World 2-1 once in this whole fucking playthrough, and it's already despawned. Whoa. I didn't realize that it despawns so quickly. I guess the reason why, again, is that it's too easy to farm, so they just decide, no, we're not going to give you that. It's machinations, not machinations. Potato. Alright. But yes, I agree. The enigmatic nature of my mental machinations are certainly almost overwhelming. Alright. So, we can upgrade this at least once more. I'm assuming the next upgrade will require... Oh no! We can actually still... Isn't that interesting? We could go and buy 5 Hearthstone right now, or we could go and kill the, you know what, the bag-carrying guys? We're gonna kill them first. This is strange, I wasn't expecting to do this, but I would like to upgrade my sword if I'm going into World 3-1 anyway. So let's do that. Actually, I kind of need to go to the bathroom. Let's take care of that first and foremost. I'll be back in just a moment. I have returned. Okay. Hope you've been enjoying the sounds of the falling rocks in my absence. But I am now back. And I shall. Go and acquire some Hearthstone because, again, we could just buy it, but we may as well save our souls. And I don't mean SOS, I mean like, you know, the other meaning. The souls meaning of save our souls. You'll be getting backstabbed, Mr. Man. He seems a little disoriented. There we go, get it backstabbed there. Are you dead? No, you're not. But you will die momentarily. Like now. So we haven't got a guy with a bag here. But there will be one just a little further up. Possibly even two. So that'll be good. I will have to check again that my EQ is alright because I think it's a slightly different frequency now. So I'd like to make sure that that's being, I suppose, cut out through my subtractive EQ. It is not being cut out. Let me go and fix that. Yeah, wow, that is completely different. Yeah, that frequency is actually, it's almost in the part that's being let in. So my rejection zone, imagine that there are rejection peaks here, and they're like that. The, I suppose what you would call the trough, the inner part of the V, is exactly where that sound is right now. So, that's interesting. Yeah, that should do the trick. Alrighty. So that taken care of. Backstab you. I mean, I suppose it looks a little bit aggressive to just kill these guys when they're minding their own business, but I can't trust them. Not for even a moment can I trust them. Alright, so do you have a bag? No, you don't. But I'm killing you anyway. I do have the thief's ring, so I don't really have to worry about being assaulted by dogs just yet. We'll do some strong attacks, that's alright. So there's a bag carrying individual over there that we will kill. Here we go. Ugh! Stop that. There we go. It's a little bit slow going with these guys. Hey Michael, good to see you. So I think once we kill this guy we're going to move on, because there's no real reason for us to progress any further. So we got 4 Hearthstone out of that by the looks of it. Not too bad, that means we only need to buy 1 more. Assuming we didn't pick any more up before. Because we do need 5 on top of the, what I believe to be 3 that we already owned. To make a total of 8. To upgrade our sword to +3, which, by the way, we are not going to take further for the reason that, or upgrade further for the reason that I think it needs to be right on 3. If it goes to +4, I don't think you can take it to the quality path, which is stupid, but I think that's how it works. We're saving our souls. We are SOSing. Yeah, the Bastard Sword looks cool in Demon Souls. It's got that, it's got a nice design, just coming out of the hilt there. That thickness of the blade. It's cool. That 4 litres of port that I have, starting to run out. I'd say there's about 1 litre left. So 3 litres down in what would it be? Almost 2 weeks. Not too bad. I have taken out 4 litres of port in less than a week before. It wasn't a good week, that one. Not because I was, you know, well, not a good week in the sense that that's a lot of money to spend. Okay. So with that, what are we doing? Upgrading our sword, that's right. We don't have to bother putting away our Hearthstone just yet, because it will be getting used immediately. So now we do require large Hearthstone, but again, we want to go to this, because this is quality, which we can actually do through our dear friend, Mr. Baldwin. You can see that what was previously, well actually no, it's still, that's interesting, so basically it's just lower damage innately with the weapon, but it gives us a descaling on dexterity. So I'm not intending on sticking with the Bastard Sword, let me make that very clear, but I don't want... Or... Perhaps... Let's be smart here. Maybe it would be better to not make it quality, so that we can turn our Bastard Sword into a meat cleaver. Let's have a look and see what we need for that. I don't know where boss soul weapons are, but I'm going to search it. Specifically, meat cleaver. So that's really interesting. We can make the meat cleaver from the following weapons. Club, Great Club, War Pick, Mace, Pickaxe, Morning Star, Iron Knuckles, and Mirdan Hammer. Now, I never would have fucking thought, in my wildest dreams, that we could take Iron Knuckles and make a giant meat-cleaving sword, okay? But apparently we can. Now, what's important here is that all of those except 2 need to be at +6 in order to make the meat cleaver. The Club and Great Club do not require that, and I know where I can get my hands on the Club. It's in world... Well, it's in the world we were just in. 2-1. So we'll definitely, well, what are the stats required to use it? It's 26 strength, okay. What? That's embarrassing. It has a faith requirement. Holy shit. So I need 16 faith to fucking use the meat cleaver. Had I remembered that, I would have picked... Shit, I would have picked... What started with faith? Or at least a bit of faith? I think it was the knight. I would have started with the knight build. That's so stupid. Ugh. How incredibly frustrating. So I actually need to increase... Well, I have to allocate 8 points. 8 fucking upgrades to my faith to use that shit. That's insane. That's a little frustrating, but whatever. Is it worth doing faith? I guess we could do a second chance. We could get second chance, yeah. At this point, like, if we're gonna get 16 faith, we may as well fucking get some miracles. So, yeah, let's do that. What are some good miracles in this game? Well, no, I don't want to go too hard on miracles, because then I would need too many slots. I don't want... Like, I've got 10 attunement at the moment. Do I have a single... No, sorry, excuse me. Attunement affects magic slots, that is to say spell memory. But that is completely separate to the slots that you would use for faith. That's miracle memory, which is directly linked to the faith stat. So, with 16 faith, I think we will have 2 or 3 slots, probably 2, I'm thinking, at 16 faith. Specifically for miracles. So therefore, we'll probably just stick with second chance, the miracle. And of course that's made through Saint Urbain using the soul of the old hero. I actually don't mind that at all. I haven't used second... I think I used second chance on one of my builds. I don't think I've done a faith build, have I? I still haven't done a faith build. That's very interesting. I still haven't done a faith build. I'll have to do that. The problem with faith builds is that you want to use God's Wrath, but it's... God's Wrath does not work as well as you think it would. It's so slow in its casting time, and I think you can increase your casting speed. There's a way to do that, but it still is not very fast at all. It's not like Wrath of God. God's Wrath is very slow. Wrath of God is actually something that can be used in combat, and they realized that making God's Wrath useful in combat, in other words, having it cast faster, really made it imbalanced. Because you can, or unbalanced, you can have many castings of Wrath of God in Dark Souls, and possibly in Dark Souls 2, but or maybe it was in Dark Souls 2, they changed it to make it so it was much harder to get Wrath of God. I think it's both in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 they made Wrath of God really hard to get, because they realized that if they're going to make it fast casting, they really need to make it a hard miracle to get, because it is very good. So, yeah. Either way, I think I now have an idea of what I am to do. But in the meantime, I think we will make our way into World 3-1. How are we going for damage? We are going reasonably well. 142 is not too bad for World 3-1. It's not great, but hey, we're not completing it. All we're doing right now is acquiring the Fluted Knight set, and then, with the Fluted Knight set, we will... Well, I don't know if we'll still be able to fast roll. My guess is no, but that's okay, because we're not going to be... Well, we can probably fast roll with the Fluted Knight set, but not with the Fluted Knight set and the Purple Flame Shield. So what we'll do is we'll... Yeah, that's okay. So my thinking is that I want to fight the Adjudicator. Yeah, and we'll use the Fluted Knight set to fight him. I don't really drink coffee, no. I can. I drink coffee when I need to, but even when I need coffee, I don't drink it, really. Occasionally I will. I only drink coffee black, to be honest. I don't, like, as in straight espresso. I'll usually get, like, a double espresso, triple espresso. Because I don't like watering it down, literally, with water. And I think adding milk to it is kind of dumb, so, yeah. I suppose you could say I'm both not a coffee drinker and a true coffee drinker at the same time. So, there you go. Kill our dear friend, the Cthulhu Man, the Mind Flayer, as he is called officially. And we'll go and collect our next key, that is Sage Freak over that way. Sage Freak, more like. Yeah, I'm with Saint Urbane now. Yeah, we can kill this guy in 2 hits, two-handed R2, that's very nice. I'm happy with that. Now, the issue here that I just remembered, I was reminded of it by seeing the fresh spice that we've been picking up. But just because you're doing a faith build doesn't mean you don't have to increase your intelligence. Because while faith, the stat, will specifically relate to your miracle slots, the only stat that will relate to the length of your magic bar is intelligence. So, while intelligence does raise your spell memory, it also raises, exclusively, your magic bar. And you do need a certain amount of MP to cast certain miracles, so I do need to make sure that I have sufficient MP to cast Second Chance. I remember that really fucking up one of my builds once. I thought I had enough MP to cast Second Chance, and I didn't, and it fucked me real hard, because I was at a point in the build where it really was going to cost me a lot of souls to upgrade, and it was a mess. It really fucked up my build. I don't think it was in this series, I think it was in one of my Let's Plays. But, yeah, it sucks. Quite a bit. But yeah, a few, well, I may as well show it. I've still got the bottle. I kept the bottle because it was a nice bottle. But, this bottle here, I need to actually check my OBS playback so that I can ensure that it's visible to you when I show it. But, this is a nice bottle for black coffee and vodka mixed together. It's got a design on the back that you can see through right there. It's just a nice bottle in general. I planned to try to make my own cold brew coffee and have a higher vodka to coffee ratio. So stronger coffee, higher vodka to coffee ratio, and use this bottle because it's a nice bottle. But never got around to doing that. Partially because I was looking online on how to make your own cold brew coffee, and oh god, it's a fucking... Well, it's not a nightmare, it's just that I want to make it nice, and it seems you have to do rather specific things to make it nice, so... Yeah, I don't know. Now, I'm not one to drink vodka, but I do agree that it is a good spirit to mix with other things. I think it's a good mixer. I wouldn't drink vodka on its own. I have had vodka on its own, and it's not that great. If I want a nice, clear spirit to drink, I go for gin. Gin's very nice. That's actually a nice fucking spirit. Probably one of my favourites. Depends on my mood, but sometimes I can prefer gin to whiskey. But, yeah. And no, I do not mix gin with tonic, because that's stupid. People who do that, well, they're not stupid, but they don't realise that really there's no reason to. The only reason why people drink gin and tonic is because it caught on to the general public from the way it was used in, or rather the way tonic was used by the British Navy back when they still owned India. When they went to India, they needed what I understand to be a better immune system. Like, they needed to strengthen their immune system or something like that. Or it might have been for for some other health benefit. They needed to drink tonic, and they didn't like the tonic, so what they did was they added gin to make it more drinkable. And then on top of that, it would give them a bit of a light buzz, which they enjoyed. But that's the reason why you mix gin and tonic, is because they only added gin to their tonic so that they could drink the tonic more easily. So it seems like a silly thing to mix today. But, yeah. The reality is gin on its own is very, very nice. I love it. Just not enough people try it, I don't think. They think it's an absolutely essential thing to mix, but it's really not. At all. It's got a flavour profile on its own, and it's a nice flavour profile. It's very botanical, very flowery, very pleasant. It has a sweetness to it, but it's not like a sugary sweet. It's just it's a floral sweet. I meant floral when I said flowery. Flowery probably sounds like flour as in, you know, white flour. Anyway. People are welcome to drink gin and tonic if they like, but don't do it in front of me. That's what I'll say about that. So, I don't actually need to continue here. I really don't need to, but I'm going to. The reason why is because I'm actually pretty... Like, I am in a position now where I'm doing enough damage, I'm not getting hit very much. I can take on this... Well, I might not take on the boss, but I can take on the rest of this area fairly easily. And quite comfortably reach the end. So, I mean, there's a temptation to fight the boss, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I might be a little too weak. We'll see. I might just get the meat cleaver before doing that, just to make it a little easier, I'm not sure. But the Fluted Knight set is over this way. I think there might be a drop-off on this side, so let's be very careful. I think there is. No, it's not here, it's somewhere very close to where I am currently. Now, I'm probably going to need... Oh no! How about that? I do not actually need the Ring of Herculean Strength to carry that. I'm officially shot. What was that? What's that? Why was that just a separate... That looks like the Magician's arm piece, but that's female only. What the fuck is that? Anyway, don't know. Full fluted knight set. This is where it's sitting around. Alright, can we fast roll? No, we can't. It is very heavy. That's alright. I can handle that. So, let's equip the kite shield. It will be better than what we have currently. Please help me, says Phantom Rider. Not really interested in helping him, much to his regret. Now, what's the weight difference between these shields? Oh, okay. So, let's take off our helmet. Still can't fast roll. Take off this. Now we can fast roll. Okay. Let's see if we can put on these lighter gloves. I'm thinking, yes, we can. Now we'll try the helmet. Yeah, we can do that. So that's how we're going to use the fluted knight set initially. I knew that was coming. I know the timing for that roll. Because I did for a very short time do some speedrunning of Demon's Souls. For a short time, long time ago, back when people didn't really speedrun this game. But, yeah, you can roll through that fairly easily. You just need to do a double roll at the right time. And obviously the timing changes slightly the closer you get to that big thing. But yeah, it's not overly difficult. I hate that fucking drop. Up you go. Alright. I mean, I could get into speedrunning this game. I'm not really a speedrunner, but I could try it. I mean, if I'm playing this game so much already, like, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. But it could be something to do if I really feel like I can't enjoy playing this game anymore. Like if I really feel like I've done so many builds at this point and I just can't do it anymore, then speedrunning would be a way to enjoy it. You know? But you need a certain setup with speedrunning. You need to set up the that weird thing where you have the desired times and then update it and then like, do you have more or less time? Like, I don't even know how that works. I've never... Like, yeah, I've done speedrunning in my own time, but I haven't recorded it, so I don't even know how that works. So... Thank you, Zegmati. Hussein Zegmati, I suppose your name is. Go and heal. Yeah, I had a feeling I would still be affected there. I knew I'd be able to get the hit in on him. But he still affected me with the magic effect. He affected me with the effect, just to be repetitive in my English usage. Alrighty. You can get backstabbed, my friend. If you're going to present your back to me, you will be presented with death. That is just how that works. In my presence. There is an S-Dock around here. Not like literally around here, but... I think that's it over there. Yeah, that's the S-Dock. Now, you can't access it from here. But if you really want an S-Dock, you can go get it. I don't really use the S-Dock. The S-Dock is a weird weapon. But, could do a build with it, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a bad weapon, it's just... Or maybe I could say it's a bad weapon. It's outclassed by a lot of things. A lot of things. So, generally not a great weapon, but it's fun. It's a fun weapon type. You know, it's a sword that thrusts, and it's got good range, so... It's definitely a type of play that I think would be enjoyable. For almost anyone. Should I just try to take on this boss? Get some more souls, maybe... be able to use the meat cleaver immediately. That could be a good thing. Okay, I'm just worried because I don't want to fuck up the boss and have to go all the way back, because I'd rather just not even bother. If I fuck up the boss, I don't want to go back and do it again, but I'll have 6,000 souls in the boss room, which is a lot at my current soul level. So, at that point, I'd be forced to just keep trying. Because I don't have a way to get out of the boss room, unless I Nectual Binding. At which point it would be entirely pointless to go back and get my soul, only to Nectual Binding, obviously. But, yeah, I don't have any Shards of Archstone. They are not quite as commonly found as Homeward Bones in the future games. So, let's just try to do this boss sensibly, carefully, and semi-skillfully. We'll see what we can manage. We will do the drop to the Widow's Lotus and fight our dear friend, the female Black Phantom. I say our dear friend sarcastically because she is a nightmare. Not really, I mean, it's not like she usually overpowers me, but she can fuck with you a little bit. I'm going to get my... Ooh, no. I want Late Moon Grass, please. Full Moon's a bit extreme, so we'll put Late Moon there. I'm using Late Moon just to ensure that I get a full heal at my current health once I drop down, because I don't want to be fucking around with this woman. I'm going to go to this side. A little bit further away from... You bitch. I didn't even get to the boss and you've already killed me, fucking cunt. I don't think she respawns when we kill her, so that's a benefit. But you've got to be kidding me, like, really? That's the first time I've been just killed like that by her? Really, I think it's been the first time that she's killed me with that bolt. Unbelievable. How many Stones of Ephemeralize do we have? We have 2. Not terrible, but fuck me, I'm not actually going to heal myself for this fight. It might be ridiculous to not do that. I don't care. I've decided that I don't give a shit. I'm going to get my soul back and we're going to fight her, and then I'll heal myself for the boss, but not for her. Fuck her. It's risky because it makes it a whole lot harder to kill her with this sort of health, but at this point, don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. So... the point is that I guess I have more confidence in successfully killing the boss at full health than I have confidence with successfully killing her at full health. I don't want to waste Stones of Ephemeralize. At this stage, I'd rather waste my time than waste Stones of Ephemeralize, so I'm not going to bother. I think the reason why she killed me so easily was because I set myself up for it by complaining about her being difficult. She went and fucked me real hard. She hit me with a bolt right on my landing, and I think how that works is that I had just positioned myself in a poor way. I positioned myself such that she was able to get that off on me. I'd get her off, no. Yeah, she got that off on me, and hasn't happened before. Because, I mean, that has to be the reason why. I've never dropped to that left side of her before. And in turn, she killed me in a way I had never been killed before, so that must have been the reason why that happened. Oh, fuck off. I could very easily die to these guys as well, let that be clear, because they could one-shot me with their tentacle attack. No, you fucking don't. You can die. Beautiful. We're getting a lot of souls for this soul level, again, as I said. We've already got another 1,700. Don't know how much that's going to be when we collect our other soul, because I didn't keep track of how many souls we had in our counter. But I'll estimate it to be in the 8,000 range. Don't add a D on me and randomly do me. Don't tell me my fucking soul's back up there. You have actually got to be shitting me. You know what this calls for? It actually calls for a fucking Stone of Ephemeralize, because otherwise I'm going to lose too much health from falling. Not so much that it would kill me, but enough that it would put me in a really awkward position health-wise. So I'm going to bite the bullet, figuratively speaking. Okay. Let's give it a try. It's not that hard of a fight, it really isn't. I'm making it out to be harder than it actually is. At this point, we might as well drop on her face. Not that it really helps. Okay, I was not going to lose as much health as I fucking thought. Maybe I would like to shield her. I don't like her at all. She's turtling me. She's doing the whole... Oh my god, no. Not fighting you. Not happening. No. She is too strong. She's going to try to crossbow me in the back. Oh no, you can keep doing that, that's fine. I'm not fighting her. She gives me Stones of Ephemeral Eyes, but she's too fucking strong. Which is probably a bad start. For the reason that the boss is probably going to be also very strong. Because I was dealing about 70 damage per hit there against her, and that was like nothing. So I'm a bit worried. I'm killing all of these guys because they only make it harder. At this point I need to be really careful to make this fight as easy as possible. The main issue here is that the fight might drag on a bit. That's my major fear. It's alright, she can do that. She's not going to attack you initially. She just stands there. That's to introduce you to the whole... Oh no, she does attack you initially. If you're that fucking slow like I am, she does start attacking you. Alright. My damage isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not absolutely fucking horrendous. No, I didn't think it was her. I just wanted to make sure, because I was going to attack this guy anyway. Now, where's the real one? Where are you? You're further back. Because I know it's not you. Is it this one? Must be this one. There's only 3. You put one there? Of course you would put one there. That seems about right. Stupid. Hello? What's going on? Don't do that. Get the other one out, come on. There we go. So we probably need another 2 rounds. She's appeared right there, that is so good. Because the magic circles haven't appeared yet. That was actually perfect. That was very, very lucky. Okay, so I don't know where she is now. She's not there. That would be too lucky, actually. That would be going a little too... it would be too much to expect that. I thought it was her. I think she's got a magic circle right here. No, she doesn't. Wow. Okay, my stamina is not doing well here, but we've only got one more... Oh, missed it. Okay. One more will go. She's right there. That is so good. I'm getting really, really lucky with her positions today. This is so good. I've almost killed her. One more hit. Look at this. Can you believe what's going on right here? This is... Okay, thank you, game, for being so fucking nice to me. Thank you. No, don't do that. Fuck off. I wanted to get a baby's nail even though I'm never going to use it. That was really good. I was very happy with that. Got dust on me. Back it off. Alright. So of course the Archstone is just up here, which is where we get the Doll Demon Soul. We've got 16,000 souls at what I'm going to guess is around soul level 20 something. Maybe not even. You know, that's a lot of souls for this soul level. So I'm really happy with that. What have we got? Okay, let's check our soul level. It is, yeah, had a feeling, less than 20. We're at 14. So that's really good. Doll Demon Soul? Don't think we're going to use that for anything. My memory is that the only thing that it's used for is Soul Ray. And Soul Ray is not for us. Because that's for magic builds. No, it doesn't have another use. I'm almost entirely sure. Gonna go ahead and... Actually, I didn't need to unequip all of that. That was a bit overkill. Alright. So I'm tempted to put some points into endurance. But... Oh, still going. Guys, this is getting pretty crazy. We're at soul level 14. And we're sitting on 33,000 souls. That's very nice. That's very nice. That's like sitting on 300,000 souls at soul level 60. It's really good. So I'm happy with that. We're mostly reliant on Half Moon Grass at the moment. There's nothing... Okay, let's put away these items here. There we go. Where are you, lady? Woman with the black clothing. Where might you be? I think I know where she is. If you can't find her, she's probably at the Archstone you were last visiting. That's how it works. Look at this. 33,000 souls. Soul requirement? 1,400? Haha. Wow. Okay. So we need strength at... What is it? It's 26, I think. For the meat cleaver. It is... Yeah, 26. So, what we're going to do, actually, is get you to 16 first. There we go. So you're at 16. We have, I believe, yes, you can see that our miracle memory, see that circular object there? That's our miracle memory. So, that is really good. Now, the only way this could possibly fuck me up, and I don't believe this is the case, but the requirements are only represented by numbers. There's nothing saying that is the requirement, but the final number should be faith. It almost always is. So it usually goes strength, dexterity, intelligence, faith. So I'm quite sure it would be intelligence, not magic. But anyway, point is faith is always the last one, so I'm almost entirely sure that this is correct. But yeah, we do have 2 miracle memory, and my guess is that... Ooh. I wonder what second chance would require in terms of slots. It could be a 3-slot miracle, it's possible, but I think it's a 2-slot. And I'm going to check the MP requirement. $100 MP. Let's check our current MP. Tis 65. So we need to get that right up. I'm tempted to okay, let's get strength to 22 first. That is our first port of call. Shit. That's alright, we're going to get a whole lot more souls when we kill the adjudicator. So, I don't know how much our MP is increasing with each level up of intelligence. Let's take a look. Okay. So maybe it'll take about 4 upgrades. So let's say intelligence to 14 or 15, so 4 or 5 upgrades to get enough MP to cast second chance. It requires 2 miracle slots, that's okay. I'm happy with that. Because again, I was not intending on actually getting more slots than this anyway. Well, more specifically, I wasn't intending on using any miracles beyond second chance anyway. So yeah, I think we are now in a comfortable position to, well, let's first and foremost see if we can fast roll with this, which we can't. But, yeah, let's do some upgrading of this thing if we do have some Hearthstone, which I don't think we do. No, I don't think we do we? No, we have literally none, which is fine. In fact, what we will do is we won't bother with this shield yet, because we're not really going to use it... Oh no, we will use it, won't we? Okay, how about we not bother with a fast roll for now? If we don't bother with a fast roll, then we may as well equip the full fluted stuff. I'm okay with that. I just want to be nice and beefy in terms of our defense when going into World 4-1. We're going to be completing the entirety of 4-1. We will be taking the shortcut just to make it nice and quick and easy. But we need to kill the adjudicator to get his soul. I want it. I want it now. And we will rescue Saint Urbain immediately. Just so that he's rescued and we have him. Because we need him to get second chance. And I will make a quality bastard sword. Because we're not going to be using the bastard sword to create the meat cleaver anyway. So... yes, we are going to need the Flame Lurker soul. That's right. So we're not going to be getting the Flame Lurker as... or rather, excuse me, we're not going to be getting the meat cleaver as soon as I thought we would be, or rather as early on as I thought we would be, for the reason that we can't actually create it until we get the Flame Lurker soul. Which is not too bad, I'm okay with that. At this point, we're pretty much a strength build. We've only got 12 dex and 24 strength, or excuse me, 22 strength. But the reason why is because we need high strength requirements at the moment. We don't need high dex requirements. So, I will be focusing on dexterity as soon as possible. In fact, it might be a better thing to do, or a better course of action, to go ahead and wait to increase our intelligence, and instead focus on dexterity, because it's not feeling good to have such low dex at this point. It is a quality build, let us not forget. Okay. Nice fat roll there. No, my starting class was not a knight, although it perhaps should have been. It perhaps should have been. I'll pick you up. Some late moon grass, I think. I don't think that was full moon. Oh no, it was full moon. Holy shit. Okay. Alright. So we will make our way to the adjudicator. We've got 5,700 souls right now. I believe this is above our current soul requirement even now. Even now, after all those upgrades. But I could be wrong. I think it's about 5,000, but as in the soul requirement, but yeah. You've fallen over. Or fallen off, I should say, not fallen over. Did you die? Yes you did. You fell from the fall. You died from the fall. Of course he fell, if he fell. But, oh, can I not make that jump with a fat roll? Probably not. Makes sense, really. Okay. Still can't fucking roll. Thank you. I was about to get upset. As you can see, the delay is quite real. Quite real. There's the regenerator's ring. We're not going to use this for this build. But it's nice to have anyway, because I'm a hoarder. I'm an ultra hoarder. King of hoarding. Just go off the edge, arsehole. I don't want your stuff. You suck. He just drops Dark Moonstone. And possibly Moonstone as well, but I believe it's just Dark Moon. But, yeah, it's not going to be useful for us. Do a backstab on you. You can see he has a lot of health. Which is a problem. Send you flying down the fucking stairs. It is almost midday. Wow. Must have been live for a little while. I'll check how long I've been live for. Might be about 2 hours by now. I've just been very invested in the game. I've been enjoying this build so far. Thought I'd be able to get a shield out there in time. I don't know if you just saw how much fucking stamina he took from me after I shielded that attack, but that was incredible. Okay, let's see how long we've been live for. Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes, how about that? That's pretty substantial. Longer than I thought. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, I'm gonna head down this way. Don't want to lose any health unnecessarily. Alright. I'm gonna go around this way, which is a little more dangerous. Excuse me. The annoying thing is hitting his hand accidentally. You can see I really cut it fine there. There we go, two-handing this one, going for strong attacks. You can see we really don't have much health because this guy is really weak, so if we're only doing that much damage with our attacks, it just goes to show that we are going to get a lot of souls for our soul level again, and we're also pretty weak for this point in the game. I don't know, Potato, maybe never. Maybe eventually, but it would be so fucking miserable that I don't know if I would really want to subject myself to that. Cool. How many rounds of this do we need? I guess one more after this. Might be better to go two-handed, really, because I'm not shielding, am I? Ew. That's disgusting, Potato. Would have much preferred not to know that. Fuck, that's gross. But I guess it makes sense. He's supposed to be very disgusting. Bouncing up his fucking hand again, come on. What's going on? I feel like this is taking longer while going two-handed. That shouldn't be the case. That's really dumb. Come on. Thank you. Alright, last round. One more attack. And he's dead. He opens his disgusting mouth and his tongue and all that. I don't know why he has a fucking bird in his crown, but that's probably story-related shit. Which I never bother with the Soul series. Oh my god, he doesn't care about the Soul series story. That's right. That is right. Can you handle that? We've got 19,000 souls, and we will not be consuming the boss soul. Because we need it. For second chance, which I've decided to get in this run. Now it's going to be a little dangerous for us to fight the Reaper because we are quite weak. Let me make it very clear. 140 damage or whatever the fuck we're dealing is pretty pathetic at this point in the game, so let's do what we can. It's not good to have such a slow attacking weapon. It deals so little damage. But we made it. And we'll get a whole lot more souls now. In fact, we technically have access to a soul farming area, if you think about it. Pretty good. Hello, mister. Looks like he's using a pike. I just wanted to see, because I wasn't sure what type of spear he was using. I think that's a pike. Hello. I killed you in my last build, kind of unintentionally. I just suddenly ran towards you and decided to try to kill you. Which was really aggressive of me. And I didn't intend to really do that, but it happened. Out of nowhere. Now, I think the magical sword Makoto does actually deal... No, I don't think it does deal magic damage, so he shouldn't hit me through my shield. Okay. The reason why he takes damage there when he attacks is because he's using the hiltless as his main weapon. So each time he makes contact with me, he does lose health. So he's got the hiltless in his right hand and the magical sword Makoto in his left. I never fucking use the magical sword Makoto. I've never done that in one of my builds, and the reason why is because I don't know. It slowly damages you over time. It's a little dangerous to have in your hand, but it's a very good weapon early on. Very good. Very strong. And fun. I remember I got the... I think the magical sword Makoto is one of the reasons why I was able to learn this game. Because it was... I just happened to get it one time. I really just happened to get it. And it helped me to learn. Because I wasn't getting so fucking destroyed. So, it was great. It was great to have. I'm really hungry. I need to make some food for myself. Okay. Yeah, my stomach is actually loudly rumbling. Going to consume these while I'm thinking of doing it. Alrighty. Then the adjudicator soul can stay where it is and then go into stockpile Thomas's storage, just to make sure that I don't accidentally use it stupidly. Don't want that. So the adjudicator soul will be used for the meat cleaver, and the soul of a hero will be used, which is the old hero soul, that will be used for the second chance miracle. I think I said before that I was going to use the adjudicator soul for second chance. Obviously that's not what I meant when I said that. I don't know if I said that, but that's what I was thinking in my head, which was obviously wrong. Just goes to show that you can even think the wrong thing sometimes. Not just say it mindlessly. I suppose you need to think it to a certain extent to say it. That's how it works. Alright, we've got 3 stones of ephemeralize, which is good. And we can level up a bunch again. But what do we need after this? What do we need to do? I guess kill the flame lurker and probably just complete World 2. That would be our next port of call. And we do have the appropriate shield for that too. But I'll still cheese the flame lurker, fuck that guy.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost,
But
withdrawn from its
what should I
vessel.
do?
Let strength be
Let's just
granted
do it.
so
Let's
the
get you
world
to
might be
100.
mended. So the world might be mended.
I'm not happy to put 5 points into intelligence for that, but it's better to do it now when upgrades are less expensive. That's the point. We want to do it now instead of later. So that's why I'm doing this, instead of upgrading my strength or my dexterity. Or my vitality or endurance. So vitality and endurance, these 2 stats here, they will be upgraded soon. But I'm probably going to get you to 26 and you to 20 before even touching my strength and endurance. Which is a little crazy, I will admit. But I feel like it's worthwhile, because we're basically trading stamina and health for increased damage at that point. That's the way it works. So anyway, I do thank you all for watching. This has been a really fast stream for me, because I have really enjoyed this run. This has been good fun. I will try to get my sword to quality +1 at some point. I need some clear stone before doing that. But, hold on, did I speak to Ostrava? That's actually really important in this build that I do that. Let's see if we have the brass telescope. Do we? We do. Good. Because this is a build where we actually do want pure clear stone. Obviously, because it is a fucking quality build. So, there you go. But yes, I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching, and I don't know when I'll record next, but probably later on this week, or sometime next week. Because I'm having a lot of fun with this build. Already. Yeah, I didn't need that info either, Dementio. Not at all. That's gross. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.